Hello, my name is Jacob Heaton. I'm a pastor of Fellowship Bible Church in Edgewater, Colorado. I'm also a student at Schaeffer Theological Seminary, as well as taking classes at Colorado Biblical University. And I'm excited to talk to you about the value of attending Duluth Bible Church's Fall Bible Conference, and for a couple of reasons that you should consider coming. One, the solid teaching that takes place at the conference, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, is perhaps some of the best that you can access in the world today. We are living in a day where exegetical teaching, expository teaching is not common. And so the teachers that teach at the conference are committed, and most of them are very experienced with years and decades of teaching this way. The second reason to consider coming to the conference is the networking that takes place. One of the best parts of going to conferences is not just the lessons, but the fellowship that takes place between meals, between lectures, between breakout sessions, and my personal favorite in the evening, I call it the evening sessions, when you're huddled around a group of people, whether it's those that you're staying with or what have you, and just the great conversation that takes place there and the friendships that form. Some of my best friends have come from attending the Duluth Fall Bible Conference, and so for that I'm very thankful, and I think that especially for those who are in ministry, you'll have tremendous encouragement in your own ministry to see those who are faithfully serving in their region. Another added bonus is you have an opportunity to allow the many volunteers at Duluth Bible Church to serve you during the conference and receive the blessing of not only serving but the opportunity for heavenly rewards. And I think that there will be many heavenly rewards for those folks, because they're wonderful people and just very encouraging and quick to serve. I want to also talk about the topic that I will be teaching on. The conference itself will focus on the difference that dispensationalism makes, and makes me think of when I was a senior in Bible college, reading a book by Ronald Showers, There Really Is a Difference. And many of those themes are going to be discussed throughout the conference, and I have the honor and the privilege of talking about not what differs, but or what the difference is, but what doesn't differ. What is the unity that dispensational theology provides for our understanding of Scripture? And so one of the topics I look forward to covering is the unity of God's plan. One of the things that I think dispensational writers has done the greatest job in emphasizing is that God's doxological purpose exists in Scripture. And so I want to examine that and look at the unity that exists within each dispensation. And I think what we'll also kind of touch on is some of the accusations of against dispensationalism that accuses us of chopping up Scripture and mutilating it and twisting it, and those sort of accusations that are unfounded will be dealt with in other sessions, but we'll be able to see that that's just completely untrue, that there's a unity that exists. And one of the reasons that unity exists is because God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And so as we look at the distinctions of each dispensation, we're also going to focus on the unity that exists, because God is the one overseeing his program for his creation. And lastly, we will look at the relationship between the dispensational economies and the covenants. One of the things you see emphasized in dispensational theology is the biblical covenants, the Noahic covenant, the Abrahamic covenant, the Davidic, the land covenant, the Mosaic covenant, the new covenant, and so on. And so those covenants really, if you could think of it in an illustration, is like an engine that drives God's program forward. And so it'll be a fascinating study. I look forward to potentially meeting new faces and getting to know you, and hopefully encouraging and edifying you in your spiritual walk with the Lord. Thanks. Bless.